It's weird being close up this way, but something new, I guess. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, to another video, to a series. Surprisingly, yes, I'm gonna be doing a series on manga, obviously. But yeah, welcome to the first episode of, as you can see the title wherever it is when you watch this video, Shonen Slump, which is a take on the name Shonen Jump. If you don't know, Weekly Shonen Jump, obviously the big corporation, you know, they have things like, you know, small stuff, One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, yeah, stuff like that. Obviously the big corporation, shueisha, all that stuff. So what this series is going to revolve around is all the things that got canceled or ended prematurely. Mainly canceled, I'm not gonna say ended prematurely because, you know, stuff like Dr. Stone, they chose to end it. But yeah, all the canceled series from Shonen Jump, and you're wondering what's a canceled series from that? Well, obviously, Shonen Jump is a weekly magazine. There are also different ones like monthly, stuff like that, but we're gonna be talking about the weekly one. Weekly Shonen Jump is a magazine that is published in Japan every week, I believe every Sunday, if I'm correct. It's usually given to us in Kinokuniya's about like every Thursday, I believe. That's when they give it out. So yeah, they contain all the latest chapters from your favorite series of the week. So One Piece, all that stuff, yada yada. And so I don't know if it's in these particular ones, but in the back there are like slips that the Japanese audience are given who get these, and they get to basically say what you enjoyed this week from this book. Basically, this means the popularity of said series and therefore the placement on the book the next following week or however. I think it's like a 7-week period. So usually everything in the front is what's rated highly. So you'll see One Piece, My Hero, usually Jujutsu, like all the big ones, you know, the mainstream stuff will usually be in the front, and then the back is what we'll be talking about, all the failures, all the things that got ranked low, and eventually got the kin and got the X and, you know, the boot, all that stuff. The only difference is that if you got a color page, usually right here, you see the blue box color page, and you get a center color page, I believe. Those are like basically like, hey, we just want you to do an illustration. You get color this week. It's like a special thing. So those don't get ranked. So every now and then, like 1 or 2 series don't get ranked because of the color page. But basically, there's a ranking system, and thus follows the order of series that you see on the magazine itself. So we'll be taking a look at the series that basically weren't up to snuff according to the Japanese audience, and we'll be seeing if we enjoy them or if I enjoy them and what I thought about them. Basically, think of it as a mini review, and we'll be talking about the ranking and the creator and what they've been doing. So if you enjoy what I do here, like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that stuff. And before we get to the review, yeah, just do all that stuff for me. So yeah, without further ado, we'll be talking about 2 series today. Our first 2 series are going to be Moriking Our Blood Oath, if you've seen the thumbnail, obviously. And yeah, so without further ado, head on to the review. Moriking, our first series that we'll be talking about here, was a series that was started in the 20th week of 2020, I believe, and it ended week 7 of 2021, meaning it was the first series to get the axe on the year of 2021, aka last year. And this is a comedy series that follows 2 human characters that take care of a beetle that turns into a human. And basically the humans have to nurture and take care for this beetle so it can grow up to be king of the insect world. Yeah, it's a comedy series. Comedy is going to be a thing that I'm going to be basically reviewing a lot here because comedy is very subjective. No matter where you are, comedy is a thing where you either like it or you don't. So obviously the crowd of Shonen Jump that basically ranks these, you gotta go on their case. Do they like this? Do they not? And well, obviously it did not do well. It lasted 36 chapters, I believe. It's in the 30s, somewhere here. I'm sorry, I should have been more prepared for this, but yeah, it lasted these many chapters and it was alright. I'm not gonna lie, it was okay. The beginning was actually kind of strong. I'm kind of surprised that it made me laugh a couple of times during the beginning part, which was cool. But it does get stale at times. It's one of those, I call it like the Comey effect, where I haven't actually watched like or read most of Comey, only seen 1 episode, the first episode. But the Comey effect is something that's really good that eventually gets stale and repetitive. there are other series like that, but Komi was the first one that came to mind. So yeah, apparently that's how Komi is. So yeah, this is how I felt with this. It was fun in the beginning. I'm going to say that it was very unique for what it was. It was a gag that was pretty much very random in the fact that you really wouldn't think beetles or bugs or insects would be a thing in Shonen Jump. But then again, there's a dolphin that we'll be talking about another time. But yeah, it was okay. It did make me laugh a couple times, which was cool. And yeah, overall I got a ranking of 14.29, which is a ranking overall in what it basically did throughout its tenure. Usually Shonen Jump gets like 20 series in its magazine, so it's like bottom mediocre tier. And honestly, I can see it. I can see why, because it does get stale after a bit. And after a bit, it kind of just deteriorates to a battle shonen, which is cool. And it's the thing that a lot of series will do, where when they're like, hey, we're kind of done with you, wrap it up. Our last thing is just battle shonen. We're just gonna fight, and you know it's gonna look great because that's what all the kids love, and hopefully this can survive. And it usually doesn't, but yeah. So it deteriorates to a battle shonen later on, but obviously still keeping the comedy elements because obviously it's an insect. And actually the mangaka Hasegawa really got into the whole insect thing, and it kind of shot himself in the foot, in my opinion at least. In chapter 3, there's a panel that basically states Moriking is only here for like a season or two, and he's pretty much dead at that point because that's the lifespan of the insect he's based off of. And at that point, I kind of understood, okay, that is basically a big crux, and I wouldn't want to care for this series at all because either you're going to drag it or it's going to be very short. And, well, it got canceled, so obviously very short. The insect facts are pretty cool. I do enjoy some of the things that you find out and they implement into the series because it makes it funny and it makes sense because obviously the insect has this in real life, so pretty cool. Moriking has a thing where it's like, oh, you have to fight the 4 big baddies. You meet them like pretty much like more than halfway through, and then they do a whole tournament arc at the end with other ones that you don't even know because he wants to be king of the world, which is like, why? Again, it's like a last minute ditch effort to be like, hey, let's do a bunch of things and make it cool. And yeah, it didn't work. The one thing I will say about Moriking is that art style was unique most of the time. It reminds me a lot of like Rhythm Heaven from the Nintendo series, like the Wii game, if you ever played that. When they do like shock faces, it reminds me a lot of that. And that was pleasant and it was unique for what it was. It was something different that I usually don't see in these issues at all. Like, it's distinct art style and it wasn't bad at any point. It was just different, and probably another reason why it got the axe. It wasn't very appealing to the eyes at most times, but it wasn't as harmful. Tomohiro Hasegawa has done one-shots for other things. I believe this is his first series or his first debut ever. So yeah, as a debut, rocky, but honestly, not that bad. It could be worse, and it could be Our Blood Oath. Our Blood Oath is a vampire series made by Kakazu, and it is a debut for him, and well, it follows 2 vampire brothers, well, sort of, half-brother, I guess, one of them half vampire, half human. It's very confusing, and basically they're going on with their lives and deciding like, hey, how do we shield ourselves from being known as vampires, and yeah, coping with the world. It's whatever. It was really bad. Nothing really great to write about this. There were a couple chapters that got rated really highly. I believe chapters 1, because color page obviously. 2 was actually fairly received, and then volume. Chapter 7, which was an okay chapter. There really wasn't anything good about this. It's very forgettable, and it basically at times it feels very weird because there is a strong implication on these brothers that could be, it doesn't cross the line, but you can see it crossing the line, and it's like, I don't want this. And yeah, it made me wonder, like, the vampire genre is basically a genre that, besides Rosario Vampire, no one really cares to touch on in Shonen Jump because it really doesn't succeed. I believe there's like 2 other vampire series in Jump that I have to talk about that got canceled last year, so that'll be great. But yeah, Our Blood Oath, not great. There was like one chapter I will say that I actually did like. It was the chapter where they have to find this girl that they met a couple chapters ago, and then there's a twist at the end when they find the girl. That's the only chapter I actually kind of like because it kind of got dark, even though it is a vampire series, so you would expect it to get dark. And I wanted to see where it went from there, but it sped through everything like it's going to do because it's a canceled series. And yeah, not really, yeah, it's not great. It's skippable, honestly. It got a rating of like 15.11, I believe, which is, again, around the same as Moriking, but just a little step down. Honestly, I probably would have seen this like overall like in the 17s, maybe 18s, because it wasn't great. It was not good. Should you read Our Blood Oath? No, not at all. Why would you? It's skippable. It's only 17 or 18 chapters, which is the minimum what these series do, because they're rated from week 7, I believe, is when they get their rankings in. So yeah, it got the minimum, and well, it deserved the minimum. Yeah. Transformations that happen don't look appeasing at all. It's, again, the art was not great. It was a debut series, so I obviously see that, but there was nothing really that grabbed you, and it felt very plain. But yeah, I will say there was a character introduced later on, the uncle character that is introduced literally like 2 chapters before the end. He seemed very interesting. He seemed like your usual husbando bait, like your Gojos, the very deceptively strong characters that everyone fond about. He seemed like that. I did want to see more about him because he did seem interesting, because he seemed very important, but obviously we didn't get that because 18 chapters. And that's it. Based off these 2 series, if I had the choice, I would probably bring back Moriking, but it overstayed its welcome because it obviously shot itself in the foot. It also did a bunch of references, like I believe in the grandpa chapters, when you notice, they kind of just got the axe. Like they were just told at that moment, like, hey, you're done, so do whatever. And they basically take that and just run with it. A bunch of references to like Mario Kart, other anime, and yeah, there's like a whole Bankai from Bleach that he gets. Fun. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I can say about these 2 series. Would you read them? Let me know. Should you read them? I don't think so. Let me know of other canceled series that you want me to take a look at. I'm going to be going through 2021 at first, except for the 2 that just got canceled, Ayashimon and Protect Me Shigemaru, which got canceled literally last week. Cool. And I'm currently reading those, and I have a lot to say, so great. Gonna finish them soon. That'll be the next episode. These 2 right here. So until then, comment below. What do you want to see? I know like Siren's a big one because that got a lot of chapters and then basically got canceled. Stuff like that. I've heard Zipman is actually one that a lot of people kind of liked over here, and then got the axe as well. So we'll see. But until then, I'll see you guys when I see you.